Hi everyone, I am Timera Ramlal. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Women's Consortium. And today I am chatting to Timera Ramlal. Timera, can you please introduce yourself to the audience if they do not know you too well?
Hi guys, thank you for listening. And thank you for having me, Timera, as your guest. I am a life coach. I am a fitness enthusiast, and my whole life is basically dedicated to women empowerment. And in my own way, I feel like mind and body is my niche market. It's what I'm good at, and I just aim to like almost build women up with my workshops, with my social media platform, and that type of thing.
Awesome. And why did you decide to go into that genre specifically?
So for me, it's been a very organic process. It's something I've always known from a young child, like watching my mom being raised by women, like a lot of strong women. I've always had a love for women, but it never really came forward as like something I'm going to do for like the rest of my life or build my career on until much later when I went through things and when I got my divorce, and I've literally felt the rug being pulled underneath from me, and I've had to rebuild my life in a way that was very brutal. And I feel like in that moment, I utilized my fitness, I utilized my psychology study. I've got an honors degree in psychology, and I kind of merged those two, the mind and the body, to kind of reinvent a new me, and so that I could live independently, I can live more confident, and basically I'm just creating my life. And that whole process for me, which was not a very easy process, I felt like I would love to make that accessible and to guide other girls and women going through the same thing that feel like they don't have the support, they don't have the resources. And I just feel like that is my mission and purpose in life. And my life has been everything that has happened in my life has brought me to this point to understand that I need to make these resources available for other women so they don't have to feel like they have no way forward. So
nice. That is absolutely beautiful, Timera. Let's talk a little bit about your business, like specifically, like what is the name of your business? Like what are the exact things that you do to support women that are going through, struggles? They feel like they don't have enough support. They feel like, everything's just falling apart. So what is it that you do within your business that helps them?
So it's funny you asked that, because I literally last month just rebranded my business. It used to be called Forever Fit SA. So it was more deeply about fitness and transforming your body physically. But what was happening with that business is when I started that business, it was just before my divorce. I was about 26. And in that process, I found, so I was actually like, it was my baby. And what happened is that whole business changed into more of a mind and more of a, you could say spiritual experience, but it's not so much physical. It's a lot of mental resources. So I studied psychology, and I furthered my studies into NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And then obviously I have a vast knowledge of fitness, and I kind of combine that in my sessions with women. Back then I was doing personal training. What I would do is, when I'm training them, it would be deep conversations about what we're going through. I would almost be counseling them in a very casual manner. So the results I got from that is unreal. Like, women have never saw the results in their bodies with anyone else. And I think it was more of a connection that we had. And I realized that the mind and the emotions are so important when you're trying to get anything done in a healthy way. So moving forward, I now offer life coaching or accountability sessions, and I do fitness training, but to groups of women. And that's why we have an intimate relationship. Like, whatever you're going through mentally, you have a safe space to converse about it, so that you're not coming in eating, or you're not here to change your body to validate yourself or to win an ex back. It's about loving yourself, and it's about being confident and positive. And I think that intimate process of life coaching and fitness training has allowed me to really transform women's lives. So I realized that I now need to take this to a place of more accessibility. I don't only want to help the privileged women of Santon. I want to be able to touch all women from all walks of life. So I rebranded my business to Create Her, which means creating her. I want women to know you have the power to create yourself, mind, body, in every avenue that you want to. You have the power. And my platforms and social media are now able to reach more women because it's digital. And my first idea now, which is the women that are able to attend the workshops, we're able to connect and meet like-minded women. So we have our first with our new brand, Create Her, on Saturday. I'm so sad that you can't come.
I know, I'm sorry about that.
Basically, those will be the focal points of where we actually physically meet the women. And these are free workshops that I host. We do fitness, we do a little pep talk, we just converse, we have conversations, intimate conversation. And for me, my vision is to take it to Durban, to take it to Cape Town, to take it to PE, to Pretoria, hopefully Africa. But my point is, I would like my brand accessible to all of you that are interested in investing in yourself.
Well, the best way you can do that is either digital or hiring and training other people. So which direction will you be going?
I think for now, I'm still a baby in terms of like scaling my business. I feel like I think about business. I wouldn't say being a businesswoman is something innate in me. I'm more of a creative, I think. So I'm finding my feet, but absolutely, if I can find competent women that I see them as, you know what, I love that question because there's a lot of women that I've transformed, I helped transform in the last 3 years that I look at as leaders or champions for my business. And, you know, they go out in their own capacity. And I'm talking about their accountants, their lawyers, their housewives, but they go out in their own capacity and help other women willingly because they're just so upset with the vibe of what I'm doing that they become themselves. So I would love to expand that way. But for now, I just feel like I need to just focus on creating this perfect structure that can be scaled with competent women, spread this love and spread the vibe.
That's absolutely amazing. Like, it is so freaking interesting, like talking to you, because a couple of months ago, I had this blog where it was like a health blog, because I'm also like a health conscious individual. I believe, you know, and I believe that if you like focus on your body and improve your body and improve your health, it will definitely work for you in the future. Like, you know, like I believe that health contributes to your wealth as well. So is that something that you also have like in mind?
Health is absolutely, you know, I feel like you are a spiritual being living a human existence. I know everyone hears this blah, blah, blah on Instagram, this stuff, but I really believe that you are not defined by your body. You're not defined by your job. You're not defined by the money you're getting in. You're definitely not defined by being a mom or being a wife or anything like that. What I want you to know is that you have this body that is a vehicle for your soul. You have a mind that helps you think. You need to honor that and be grateful for that. So for me, I look at it, I am so grateful for my body that I honor it by eating healthy, by working out, by shaping it the way I like to, because I like it to look a certain way. It makes me feel happy, but it does not define. I feel like my mind, I read, I learn mental exercises. I'm always evolving because I want to live my best life, right? But it doesn't define me. So I think that, yes, it does. Your body and your health is such a huge contributor. You can't have it in isolation. But I want women to know it's not just about that. You look at my Instagram in bikinis because I freaking love my body. I love how it works. I love feeding it. I love everything about it, but it's not who I am. It's just what I'm passionate about. So like you said, health is so important, but what for me is key is your mind. And I think that is gonna, the way, if you can control your thoughts and the narrative that's always in your mind, like the dialogue that if you can control it, change it, adapt it. And that's what I do as a life coach. I help women do that. You're unstoppable. Nothing in the physical world can mess with you if your mind is correct. So it's so much more than just having a perfect set of abs and having a green juice. You know what? It's all about loving yourself, doing the inner work, and then living at your potential in every aspect of your life.
That's so awesome. So let us talk a little more about like mindset. Like, what are some of the things that you teach women, either like through your blogs, through Creator, or through, you know, your live coaching sessions?
So the most important thing with a life coaching session is I find a lot of people are just climbing up this ladder, a lot of women especially climbing up this ladder and climbing up, and they don't really know where they're going, or maybe they do know where they're going, but it's not aligned to their truth. And for me, the biggest point as a life coach is communicating and having and guiding my client to understand their own authentic value system. Once you come and you take the time to understand what it is that you really value, what means things to you. If I have to take a value as something that if I take it away from your life, you will not be motivated to like this. It's so important for you. For me, a value will be kindness. It would be honesty. If I don't have those things, I have nothing to build with. You know, it's so important. So once you have your value system and you have a list, you can now align your behavior, your choices, where you're going in your life according to that list. And if it doesn't suit that list, it's never going to fulfill you. So that is a starting point, because you can climb all the ladders you want, get all the jobs, the positions, but if it goes against your inner value system, and if you're not aware of that, you're never going to be happy. You know?
I totally agree with that. It's just absolutely amazing just hearing you talk, honestly. Okay, so let us talk about quickly, like, a message to all those women that, you know, right now they're not really focusing on their bodies, like they're eating junk food. They think that, hey, I can live my life the way I want. It is my body. I can do with it what I want to feed it. What message would you share with those type of women that have that sort of mindset?
I think, you know what? I think a lot of the time we just need to take a step back and just be kind to yourself and think, okay, the way I look at my body is, am I fueling my body the correct way to get the goals that I want in life? And what does that mean? What goals do I want? I want to be confident in a bikini? Do I want to live a long, healthy life? Whatever it is you want to, ask yourself, is my behavior, what I'm putting in my mouth, aligned to that? And it's not easy because, I mean, obviously, you're not going to start just having green juices and eating healthy the next day. It's a process. It's about overpowering the bad foods with good foods so that the bad foods become less. And it's number one, what are these foods? You need to understand that. So it's not as difficult as it sounds, and it's not expensive. Being healthy is not expensive. It's only as expensive. It's only as expensive as you want it to be. Trust me, it's like you just have to go and find where you can get the seasonal vegetables, as opposed to reading about online and trying to be like a celebrity. It's not about that. And I think going through what you're saying, I mean, I was just going through that last month. I was eating croissants every morning, and you know, and I felt that important for me to do that, because I needed to just, you know, reset and be like, Timera, just give yourself a break, do what you want, and then think about what you want moving forward. And then when I did that, I realized, you know what, my body was not performing optimally. My brain wasn't as sharp as it usually is. I was feeling tired all the time, fatigued. When I looked into the mirror, I wasn't as confident as I usually am. I beautiful, but I feel like I'm not living at my potential. And then I have a conversation with myself. I make that better, and I start doing small incremental things to get back to a routine that I feel is the best for my goals in my life. So goals, like, honestly speaking, you don't have to be perfect. There's never going to be a right time. There's never going to be a body that you want to be like. Just be a better version of yourself. Clean up whatever you're eating. Make it a little bit more cleaner than what you would usually do. And don't be intimidated by this. You deserve to have a fit body, to have a fit mind, to look the way you want to. You deserve it. It's just you that holds you back. So just decide. There's so much free content. There's so much free stuff on YouTube. You don't need to go to a fancy gym. You don't need to do all of that. You can, in your own home, just get some internet or buy a book that has the exercises. You've got no excuses. Just go.
That is so true. And I remember when I was like, I started my fitness journey, like the first time I went like eating more healthy and stuff like that, like as soon as I start eating unhealthy, like your body feels it, like it feels heavier. It feels like you get more cramps, like you feel, okay, that is what gluten actually feels like. So like when I was doing like a whole lot of like blogging on health and stuff, I was also telling people, like just start small, like start with a 10-day detox and slowly introduce all those unhealthy foods back into your life and see exactly how you feel.
And healthy and unhealthy is so relative. It's like my stomach doesn't like cauliflower, broccoli, all of that stuff. It's so relative. So I think like it's not about what you're just consuming on the internet. Like be self-aware. When you put something in your mouth, ask yourself, how do I feel after this? Obviously, right? If it's a piece of chocolate, you're going to feel good. But after that, do you feel bloated? How do you feel after? Do you have tons of energy? And then that is how you deem what's healthy and unhealthy for you. Everybody's unique, following generic situations. You know what I mean?
That is such. I remember like when I was also, because like I've got the gene for arthritis, like my mom has it, and it's possible that I'm also going to have it. So like I was researching how you can, sort of evade those sort of autoimmune diseases, and like saying, hey, avoid milk. And I avoided milk for a while, and honestly, like my jaw tightened up. I couldn't open my mouth. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Negative.
Seriously. And I at the time I had moved so many of the junk food that the blogs were telling me I need to take out of my life. So I wasn't even sure what it was that was the problem. And as soon as I put dairy back in my system, which was something that like all those health experts said don't do it, like my jaw literally felt much better. So doing your research and testing things out for your body is definitely so true.
So important. And like I think women, like if I can just ask you to reframe something in your mind and just say, get excited about learning about your body. It's so freaking exciting. It's you have control of what you put in your mouth. You have control of yourself. You have control of the world. Get excited about learning what is your best fuel. What is your best whatever. It's all about like take some time and put yourself first. Like I always look at me, Timera, like when you're talking to me, I want you to see possibility in me that is true for you. I am a reflection of you. So in my business, I always tell my girls, if you tell me, Timera, I don't have time for you, for me, for my classes, you're telling me you don't have time for yourself. And that is going to piss me off because you need to have time for yourself. You have time for everyone else. You have time for your career, your husband, your kids, your work, whatever.
So
what is 1 hour in the day for me, for you? It's not, it's 4% of your day, 4%. And you telling me you don't deserve that, we have a problem. So I fight for you. So like, I feel like a lot of women feel like I'm a little bit hard on them. It's yes, because I'm fighting for you. And when I mess up, I look at my girls and I feel like I'm letting my girls down because I'm not contributing to their growth. So I hold myself accountable like that. And I think that's just the way I look at it. It's not when you make things, when you realize that your actions are so much more than just you, and it's about daughters, it's about the women around you, it's about people around you, teaching your sons how to respect women, all of that stuff, how to respect yourself. I think it becomes, because if you just think about yourself, it's easy to, number one, not do it because you don't value yourself, and you're just not motivated. I don't know if that makes any sense, or I'm just rambling.
It makes 100% sense. And like we always make excuses like, I'm so busy, man. Like I've got too much on my plate. Whereas like you don't really, like we've got an hour to watch Netflix. Why can't you have an hour to, reflect on yourself and what would make you happy?
I'm super selfish like that. I have like in the morning, I wake up early. Do not call me. Do not text me. My phone is off. I don't give a crap because it's my time. It's Timera time. And I can be selfish a couple of those a day. Even like 11 to 12, I'm doing my meditation. I will never go with anyone for a coffee date or a lunch date or take on a meeting. I don't care. I put myself first. And I know that it's difficult for career women. I get it. I understand. But the corporate care about your mental health. So it's up to you to care and to make an hour or half an hour or 10 minutes in the day prior and take that time for yourself. I don't care about the world. You guys need to take some time for yourself. And if that's one message I'm going to drive today, it's be selfish with your mental health, okay? And your physical health.
So I hope that you are willing to open up a little bit about this topic. You mentioned that you got a divorce at like 26.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to ask you, like, I feel like a lot of women that are in relationships and are in marriage, like they stick around for so long, understanding that, okay, there's something up here, but they don't actually push themselves to get that divorce because, they worry what people are going to think, they worry what their families are going to think, and all of that. So what are some of the signs that you think women need to look out for that are clearly telling them, hey, this relationship is not going anywhere, this relationship is not for you, so get a divorce now that you're still young and don't feel embarrassed about it?
Number one, I think you need to take accountability. For me, the honest truth is the red flags were there, but I stayed, and I would have still stayed if he had not left. Even though the was toxic, I was not prepared to admit it. I was like, no, this is like my person, I'm married, and like this is never gonna crumble. And he was like, honey, I'm out. Like, this is not working for me. And I was unhappy, but I didn't want to admit it. But I think like end of the day, marriage is also, you don't get married all willy-nilly, that when times get tough, you just leave. That's not what it's about, guys. I think you need to, number one, if there's relationships not good and you're feeling negative and unhappy, take a step back, ask, how can I improve the relationship? What am I doing that is contributing to the problem? What is he doing that I'm happy with? Have a conversation. And if it's still not working, then you start thinking of, okay, what are my options? And at that point, I want women to understand that it is so important to have your own money, guys. I cannot stress this enough. I relied on my ex-husband. Like, I was like, oh no, his money is my money. And I was just a lazy little girl, like spoiled, living this life of entitlement. And I had a wake-up call of no, like freaking hell, with nothing. I had to like come up with my rent money and all of that stuff. Like, point is that I'm so grateful for that, and I don't blame him at all. He's like a nice guy. We just have nothing in common anymore. No shade at all. But I feel like that relationship crumbling has taught me how to stand in my own power and how important it is to have your own money, because it's so difficult to leave when you have nowhere to go, you have no money. And that's why I think most women stay, because they don't know how they're going to survive because they're so dependent, right? So number one, I think if you're unhappy and you see, like, I think whether you're happy or unhappy, guys, always have some sort of income. I will say this till I die. I'll teach this to my everyone I know, make your own money. Just so that if anything happens, you have that power. Because money is power, okay? You have the power to leave. Let's not lie and say, oh no, it's not about money. Honey, it is, because money equals money is freedom. So make your money so you can have that ability to leave if you need to, reinvent yourself if you need to. Who knows, right? It can happen to anyone. I had no idea my divorce was going to happen. I mean, I was gobsmacked. But the second thing is, if you're in a relationship and you feel like your partner is actually bringing you down, like actually bringing you down, where that you feeling like negative out of it, and he's doing it in a manipulative way, or he is abusing you physically, mentally, emotionally, if you feel that, what the best thing to do is, there are these lines, these call centers that you can call, have conversations with, they're free, speak to a friend objectively, and then see if that's the case, then you can look at leaving. Okay. But I think if it's just inconvenient matters between you and your husband, please, I suggest try to work it. No one's perfect. Talk it out. But abuse and all of that stuff, honey, get your stuff and leave. Just make sure you've got your support system and bounce. Like, that is my advice if you're in that relationship. If I answered your question.
100%. Okay, let us move back into, creator. What is, I believe you've got an event happening this Saturday. So what is that going to be all about? And what are the future events going to be about and when will they be?
Okay, I'm so excited about Saturday and I'm sad. Okay, guys,
Sorry.
that's all right. But you can follow me on Instagram. I'm a huge Instagram girl. Like, you social media, I'm a Twitter girl. Look, I can't. But like, if you can just find me on Instagram, I'm Timera_love. That is my personal page. It's also a public page, but it's where I put like my personal life. But I would love for you women to join the community that I have. It's called Create Her Community. It's on Instagram as well. And basically, it's a platform where I share mind and body resources, whether it's fitness tips, self-esteem, or just general FAQs. I interact with you guys. I want you to know that there's someone that cares. I care. And I see you. I'm here for you. But you've got to do the work. I'm not here to hear you whining all day. Okay, that is not okay. I need you to say, Timera, I am wanting to reinvent myself. I want to transform myself. I need help.
How do I do it?
Right? And I will help you. I will guide you because I've been through it with whatever resources. I'm not perfect, but I'm going to help you with what I can. And I'm all about putting that free content out there for you, which I'm still working on. And then the workshops are just a way for us to connect in person, which I feel connection is like the most important thing. I wish I could meet everyone in person and give them a hug, but unfortunately, that's not the way it is. So these workshops, I'm trying to do them in Durban, Cape Town, PE, like I said. The first one starting in Joburg because I'm based here. But all you have to do is just show up. Say, Timera, I'd love to come to your workshop. Show up, bring your gym clothes, and vibe. And we're going to take it from there. Hopefully, we create a community of like-minded women where we can really lean on each other. It doesn't have to be like this kumbaya thing. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I want you to understand you're not alone and there is help there. There is platforms. That's all I'm saying. And if you feel like you don't have friends, there's a whole community of women on this platform that are empowering themselves or want to empower themselves. So you can befriend them. There's no pressure. There's no fakeness. It's totally authentic.
Yeah, that is absolutely beautiful.
I'm trying.
Well, you're doing a great job from what I can tell.
No, I'm definitely not an angel. I have many, many bad days. I'm always making mistakes. But let me tell you, like, I think it's a journey. And I just love sharing it with as many women as I can, people in general. But no one's, we're in this together, guys. That's all.
100%. Awesome. Hey, Timera, I know you've got another appointment up in a couple of minutes, so let us end up. So what is that one message that you want to let every woman know? It can be about fitness, can be about mindset, anything at all.
Okay, my main message is listen to me. It is never too late to create your life. It is never, I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you come from, what religion, whatever, how unfit you are. It is never too late to create. You are a being. You're not just an animal. You're a being. You can create. So please understand your power and start to just decide to do things, action them out. And I promise you, your reality will change. It may not change overnight, but honey, you can do it. Okay? And there are so many tools for you. Just make that decision and understand you're not alone and you can change your life if you want to. It's just a decision. Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much.
I wasn't just like rambling, but I want to thank you so much, Timera, for what you're doing. And you guys, please follow me, Timera_love, and more importantly, the Create Her community. I hope that I can meet you guys in person, and I love you all.
Definitely in the future.
Have an awesome day.
Thanks, Timera, and thank you everyone for listening and watching. I'll check you again next time.